Hi guys, welcome back for another video. Today is very exciting because this is my first bake with me in our new house. We've lived here since June, so it's been like 6.5 months, which is crazy to think about because it's flown by. But I've not filmed a bake with me since then, and honestly I really haven't been baking a lot until recently. And I actually just baked these gingerbread men. I just think they turned out so cute. And this is like one of the first things that I have made in so long. It was so fun to make these, and this is what they turned out like. I made a bunch for my small group, but there was a lot left over, so they smell so good. So anyway, that was so fun, and it just got me really back into the baking mood. And so tonight we're having a Christmas party for my Sunday school class, and so we're hosting it, and I'm going to be making cinnamon rolls and hash browns. So I thought it'd be fun to do a bake with me for the cinnamon rolls. I'm so excited to make them. It's actually pretty early right now. It's 10:09. I went to the grocery store this morning to get everything I needed for the week. But we're gonna be making cinnamon rolls, and I have the recipe up on my computer. I've made this one time before. It's the homemade cinnamon rolls Cinnabon copycat recipe by Tastes of Lizzie T. And I'll link the recipe down below if you guys are interested. But here is the photo of what it looks like on the website. And I'm gonna do a different kind of icing. I'm not gonna do cream cheese just because I like the Pillsbury icing that's more so just like powdered sugar. And so I'm gonna do that with the cinnamon rolls. And I have another icing recipe by Design Eat Repeat, and it's the cinnamon roll icing, easy cinnamon roll icing. So that's what we're gonna be making today. I'll link those below in case you guys wanna try them out, but I'm super excited. My grandma gave me this sweet little apron, baking Christmas cheer. So I'm gonna put this on and then go ahead and get started. I heated up the milk to 115 degrees. So I'm just gonna pour that in the bowl. And I am doubling the recipe because we're having a lot of people over tonight, so I just want to make sure to have plenty. And then in the recipe she says each one of these packets is, and it says on the back, 2 1/4 teaspoons. You're gonna pour in, well, I'm gonna pour in 2 of these, and it says just to sprinkle it over the top. And I think in the recipe it might say like 2 1/2 teaspoons, but she said if you just use a packet, that's totally fine, the little 1/4 teaspoon difference. So I'm gonna pour in both of these since I'm doubling the recipe. And then it says wait 3 to 4 minutes, and then if you see it frothing, it means that the yeast is activating. Here's what it looks like after just a couple minutes. Next I'm gonna add in our butter. It's a 1/3 cup, well I'm doubling it, so 2/3 cup of salted butter. And it's like partially melted, just not supposed to be over 115 degrees. And then I'm gonna add in 4 eggs. So if you weren't doubling it, you'd add in 2. Then I'm adding in 1 cup of granulated sugar. I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of salt. And also note that the butter is salted, but you also add in salt as well. Now I'm gonna measure out 4 cups of flour, and then we're gonna add that in, and then I'm gonna measure out another 4 cups just because it's hard to have that much flour at once, but we're doubling it, so it's gonna take a lot. Okay, I have my first half of flour, so I'm just adding that all in at once. And here's our other half. I really hope that it all fits. Now I'm gonna attach my beater attachment, and it says just to mix it together until it is all like barely combined. So for just a few minutes it said to let the dough sit so the flour could soak up all the liquids. Now we're going to take off the beater attachment, and then we're going to put on the dough hook, and then that's how we will let the dough knead. It already smells so good. There's just nothing like the smell of homemade dough. Okay, I'm gonna attach this and then we're just gonna let it go for, it said 5 to 7 minutes until a dough forms, and it says on medium speed. So I'm probably gonna put it on 4, and if it's not doing well enough, then I'll put it on 6. Okay, I didn't exactly know how long to do it for since I'm doubling the recipe, but it still feels very sticky. And so I'm gonna add in a little bit more flour and then let it go just a little bit longer, because since it is doubled, it may just need some more time being kneaded, and hopefully it helps because it's still like super sticky. I am just stopping it. It's only been maybe like a minute and a half or 2 minutes more, but I just don't want to overdo it. And it's sticking together, like it's not completely just, see how it's like falling off altogether? That is a good sign, so it should be okay. I turned on my oven to like the keep warm setting for maybe like 3 minutes, just to get it warm in there, and I just turned it off. It's looking really good actually in here. I'll show you. It smells so good, but you see how it like comes off on the side? It's not just like completely sticking. So that's a good sign, but I'm gonna cover this with a towel, leave it like this, and then pop it in the oven. Now we will continue the recipe. So it has been like 35 minutes that the dough has been rising, so I'm gonna take it out and see if it looks like it's doubled in size. I forgot what it looked like before, but it's definitely gotten bigger. I think I'm gonna let it continue to rise a little bit more in there. Didn't feel that warm, so I'm gonna let it heat up just for a minute. I'm gonna make the fillings separate, because once the dough is finished, I'm gonna split it up in half and then like roll them out and do those not doubled, like do them one at a time, just so that way it'll just be easier, because I don't have like too much space, and that just seems like it would be crazy long to double it. So we're gonna do it like it is one batch. So first I'm going to heat up, it says almost melted, half a cup of salted butter, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that for both of the fillings. I'm gonna measure out 1 cup of packed brown sugar, but I'm actually just gonna do it using a scale. 213 grams per cup. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pour butter in here. And then I'm gonna pour brown sugar in. And then we have 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. There's something about the smell of cinnamon. It is just like one of my favorite smells ever. There's 1 tablespoon, and then, whoa, probably slightly more than 2. And then we're just gonna mix this until it's combined. And I'm going to put this back in the bowl that I melted the butter in, and then do the same thing for the other batch. I think I may have softened the other butter a little too much, but this is the consistency that it is supposed to look like. I think it'll be fine though, like I don't think it'll make a big difference, but you want it to be like spreadable and not completely drippy. Okay, I'm gonna check the dough again and see how it's doing. smells so good. Okay, yeah, it definitely rose a couple more inches. This is the best part of, I don't know why that's so satisfying. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, it feels very good. I think these are gonna be perfect. I'm going to measure out half of this dough and then we'll start with that. I'll sprinkle the surface with flour, then put the dough on it, sprinkle a little bit more flour, and then roll it out. And then I have a measuring tape. It's gonna be like 24, I think, by 15 is what it says. So that's what we're aiming for. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we will spread our filling on it. I'm just gonna do the same exact thing again, but I did notice that my middle cinnamon rolls were way thicker than the outer ones. So to fix that, I think I'm just gonna try to roll it out more evenly. Just heated this one up because the last one was pretty hard to spread with this spatula, and this is actually so much easier. So I would highly recommend making sure your butter is extremely soft, if not totally melted when doing this. I know I said earlier that you weren't supposed to have it as melted as I did it, but it makes it so much easier. So I would actually retract that and say definitely try to melt it. Last thing I'm gonna do before I clean up is make the icing. I just put the cinnamon rolls in the fridge, and then I'm gonna take them out tonight to bake them in time for them to be warm by the time everyone gets here, but I'll still show you guys what they look like and give you guys a taste test of them, and we'll see if they turn out well and everything. But we're gonna go ahead and work on the icing now. First, I'm adding a stick of butter. Next, I'm measuring out 4 cups of powdered sugar, but I think I'm gonna do it 2 cups at a time because this bowl isn't very big. 1 cup is 120 grams. Okay, well that's 150. We're gonna do 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then I'm just gonna add in a little bit of milk at a time until it's the consistency that I want it to be. And I want it to be pretty thick because it'll melt when it's poured onto the rolls. Now I am gonna go ahead and get ready for this evening, clean up everything, put the icing to the side, and I will see you guys in a few hours, but for you it'll be in just a couple seconds. Okay, it's much later. I'm gonna show you guys what the rolls look like. They were in the fridge until like 45 minutes ago, and I put them in the oven to just like kept the oven warm to help them rise a little bit. They didn't rise really a lot at all, but I'm sure they'll still bake fine. So here's what they look like. And this really highlights the unevenness of the rolls. And this one was like the extra, and so was this one. Had 2 end pieces, so I just rolled them up together. First, we're gonna pour this heavy cream. I warmed the heavy cream up just for like a minute in the microwave. And I'm gonna pour it half on this and half on this one. And then we're gonna bake them for like 20 minutes, check them and see if they look good. Just get them out whenever they look ready. It's been about 25 minutes, so I'm gonna get them out of the oven. Just let them sit for a few minutes before, oh my gosh. These look so good. Wow, they're so heavy. I'll give you guys a close-up. Oh my gosh. They look so delicious. So I'm just gonna let them chill for a minute like this, and then I'm gonna ice them. I just don't want the icing to like completely get super thin and melt on them. Here's what they look like. I will let you guys know what they taste like, but they look so flipping good. Wow. I'm recording on Drew's phone, but it is 9:30 now, so like 3 hours later, and there's 1 cinnamon roll left, so I forgot to film when I was eating mine. So I'm gonna film and show you guys what it looks like just to take a bite. They were so gooey on the inside, and the icing was just perfect. So good. Everyone was saying how much they loved them, and I thought they were so good. Different than Cinnabon, because I feel like Cinnabons stay together more, if that makes sense. These were definitely more bready and would tear apart easily, but so good. Definitely the best ones I've made. I'll link the recipes below in case you're interested, but that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead, like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.